I'm a practicing Hindu, and I don't mix religion with politics.
Do you think this brazen, outright support from several Congress party leaders, in effect, just proves that the Congress party is failing in its fight for a secular India?
Certainly not.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
We have with us former Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh and senior Congress leader Digvijay Singh. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. Just asked to go before the Ram Mandir Bhumi Pujan ceremony, and Madhya Pradesh Congress has already announced that they'll be sending 11 silver bricks for the construction of the Ram Mandir. So a clear endorsement and support for the Mandir then.
See, no one is against the construction of Ram Mandir temple. So therefore, I think there is no doubt about it that we all want the Ram temple to come up at Ayodhya. The only issue is about the timing of the Shilanyas. Because among the Sanatan Dharma, the Hindu religion, everything is decided by the Jyotish and auspicious timing of the case. Any event, people ask for a vote, and no auspicious function, no function takes place at a timing which is not auspicious. So it is a question of faith, that's it. And this is what I have said, that the senior most Shankaracharya, the established peats of the Adi Shankaracharya, Swami Swarupananji, who's my guru, he had raised a fundamental question that no activity related to construction of temple or any other festival or religious activity can take place during these 4 months, which is called Chaturmas. Okay. And the senior, I would say, religious leaders are not supposed to leave their place wherever they are doing the Chaturmas during this period. So where was the hurry? This could have been done at an appropriate moment after discussion with all senior Pandits and Jyotish. Even from Varanasi, which is the home constituency of Mr. Narendra Modi, they could have been consulted, and a common date which was acceptable to all could have been decided. That is the only issue I have with the government. That's all.
Okay. In fact, in one of the tweets, you also seem to suggest that the spate of BJP leaders who are currently infected with the coronavirus, including Home Minister Amit Shah, it could have been a consequence of them violating the Sanatan Dharma?
This is the general belief among the Hindus. Why do they look for an auspicious moment to do such a thing, to take up an activity? Every Hindu family, whether it is any festival or any, I would say, wedding in the family, even Raksha Bandhan, the auspicious time is found out, which is the best time for the Raksha Bandhan to take place. So this is a question of faith, belief, and religion is based on faith.
Sure. So just to be clear, your grievance is not with the construction of the temple, but merely the timing of it.
No, certainly not. In fact, I have challenged my detractors to show me one statement of mine where I have said anything against the construction of Ram. In fact, I have been a supporter of this. The only thing is that I had always said, and as my party also said, that we would not like a temple of Bhagwan, Lord Ram, to be a matter of contention between any two groups. It should not be. He should not be brought into a controversy among two set of people. So therefore, that was the only issue. And once the Supreme Court held, there was no question. We all accepted it. Everyone accepted it, including the Muslims accepted it.
Right. But a lot of your detractors at this point don't have an issue with what you're saying. They have an issue with just the support for the Ram Mandir. Now, the problem here is that some might argue that there cannot or should not be a conversation about the Ram Mandir without there being a conversation or an acknowledgement of the Babri Masjid demolition of 1992 and all the violence that took place in the aftermath of that demolition. Do you think this brazen outright support from several Congress party leaders in effect just proves that the Congress party is failing in its fight for a secular India?
Certainly not. If you study the Supreme Court order, they've held the demolition of Babri Masjid as an act of it's a criminal act.
Yes.
And they have also recommended a speedy trial to persecute the people involved in the demolition of the Babri Masjid, number one. Number two, they have also decided to allocate land for construction of mosque elsewhere, which the Muslims have accepted, and they probably have been allotted land also, although the possession has not been given, and the trust has not been formed. So this is this is something which is to be done by the state government and the government of India. So therefore, there is no issue on that. But as a practicing Hindu who has utmost belief in the Sanatan Dharma and its practices, who follows Jagadguru Shankaracharya Swami Swarupanand, who is the oldest and the senior most of the religious heads of the Sanatan Dharma. He is the head of two Joshimath and Dwarka Peeth. When he has an issue about the right kind of muhurt, that is a most auspicious occasion or timing for the construction of temple, why should we sort of not agree to his whatever he's saying? At least debate, discuss with him and sort it out.
Right, but the Ram Mandir today would be a result of decades-long Ram Janmabhoomi movement, and that movement is mired with a lot of violence. The legacy is problematic, is what I am saying here. So when senior leaders come out like you, or say like Priyanka Gandhi says that she hopes the ceremony becomes a marker of national unity, it almost seems like you're endorsing the Ram Janmabhoomi movement in itself, which for a lot of people in India, a lot of minorities in India, is a reminder of a very, very ugly past.
It was ugly the way it was handled. But at the same time, after the Supreme Court order, everyone has almost accepted it. And therefore, we would not like our deity, Lord Ram, to be any controversy as such. And this is a country which is run by the Indian Constitution. And it gives right to every Indian citizen to follow a religion of his belief. So therefore, there has to be a respect for all religion in the community and the society, which I personally and the Congress party particularly have solidly supported this issue, this point, which is mentioned in the Indian Constitution.
Okay. Your colleague Kamal Nath today, he held Hanuman Chalisa part just a day before the Ram Janmabhoomi, the Bhumi Pujan, I beg your pardon, and there's been an explicit support for the Ram Mandir. In fact, he's also said that Rajiv Gandhi ji also wanted the same. Interestingly, BJP leader Subramanian Swamy just 2 days ago at a TV debate, he also said that Rajiv Gandhi and PV Narasimha Rao happened to be the two main leaders who pushed for this movement. Now, do you agree with that? Do you think the 1986 opening up of the locks of the premises by Rajiv Gandhi is what is eventually leading to the construction of the Ram Mandir?
Well, Mr. Subramanian Swamy has a right to say what he wants to say. Probably he knows more about it, being close to the Sangh Parivar. But at the same time, he also very categorically said that Mr. Modi and the RSS had no role to play in this. Why give them credit? As far as Mr. Rajiv Gandhi is concerned, he tried his utmost and best to bring about a compromise outside the court. And he was successful to a great extent. Even Narasimha Rao ji, he made a great effort to bring all the religious heads of Hindus, all Shankaracharyas all the senior religious leaders of the Ramanandi Sampradaya or Vaishnav Sampradaya, all of them together, and he wanted the construction of the temple to be taken up by pure religious leaders rather than political leaders. I personally am a practicing Hindu, and I don't mix religion with politics. Anyone who mixes religion with politics ends up in creating an era and a sort of a environment of hatred against each other, which I think is very would be very wrong for the Indian Constitution and Indian society as such, because our strength is unity in the diversity. India is a very diverse country, and we have to bring it together to move ahead.
Right. But on the contrary, don't you think the Congress party coming out and supporting the Ram Mandir is in fact religion and state, in fact mixing religion and politics?
No. If you see the Supreme Court order, we all had the same this thing that we shall abide by the Supreme Court order. And when the Supreme Court has held that the Ram Mandir should be constructed by a trust appointed by the government, so we have no issue on that. As far as what A or B or C or congressman has to say or has to offer, that is his personal issue. It's not a party issue. I don't want to mix religion with politics.
Okay. Now, the demolition, the Babri Masjid demolition took place under the watch of former Congress Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao, and the elections, subsequently the 96 elections, the Congress party lost. My point is, do you think this is even a politically viable strategy to align yourself with the Ram Mandir movement? Do you think people might just say, hey, if there is the original BJP, why should we vote for a copy? Do you think it's politically naive to be doing this?
Well, again, I would like to point out, why do you want to mix religion with politics?
I'm not doing so.
For me, religion is a very personal kind of a thing. It is my faith in one particular religion. So why should I sort of bring that issue in politics? And I have been very particular, even as a chief minister, anyone who went for a religious fundamentalism and some kind of a statement or in writing or verbally spoken against the other religion, I have taken action against those people, irrespective of which religion they belong to. Because I strongly believe that this country has to move, can only move ahead if we have unity in our diversity. There's such diversity from north to south, east to west. And to have this kind of an attitude for one religion and against the other religion does not augur well for the unity of this country. So therefore, I don't mix religion with politics at all. And I don't agree to use religion in politics.
Just to be clear though, the Congress party stand, forget Congress party, your stand right now would continue to be, as a practicing Hindu, you support the Ram Mandir, but you also think that the people who were accused of the demolition, of the violence that took place in the aftermath or in the run-up to the demolition, should be punished if found guilty?
Yes, certainly yes. Certainly yes.
Okay.
Because any criminal act committed by whoever he has committed has to be punished.
Now, the Bharatiya Janata Party, they have made this event like the highlight of the political peak in what many would call, a success of sorts, because this was a goal planned for them in 2014, in 2019, and they seem to have achieved it. Now, the invite list, if we look at the invite list, not a single Congress leader is invited to it. So they are saying we are taking full ownership of this, no matter what any other party says.
So I have no quarrel on that point. This is their right, whom they want to invite, whom they don't want to invite. But the fact remains that what is Mr. Mohan Bhagwat doing on the dais? He has done nothing, neither RSS or the Vishwa Hindu Parishad was an intervener in the High Court or the Supreme Court. Why are they taking credit for that? Why Mr. Jagadguru Shankaracharya Swami Swarupananji, who was an intervener personally in Allahabad High Court and the Supreme Court, and on the strength of the arguments as argued by his lawyer, the decision went in the favor of the Hindus. So why is he being ignored? What is his request? What is his demand? His demand is simple. Number one, the Shilanyas or the Bhumi Pujan should have been done on an auspicious timing, correct muhurt. And number two, it should be, the trust should be should not be politicized. It should only have religious established leaders, whether Shankaracharyaji's, Ramanandi Sampradaya, and also Vaishnav Sampradaya, who believe in Bhagwan Ram. So therefore, I think these are the two demands of his, and also they should be consulted on the structure of the Ram Mandir, because the Sant Sabha in 1989 had given some proposal. Where is the harm in consultation with these people? After all, they are the religious heads of our Hindu Dharma.
Sure. Finally, sir, moving on, lots been happening in the Congress party. Constant bickering, old guard, new guard, who belongs there. Just going ahead, if you have to say what is it that will save the Congress party, that will emerge as a ray of light, ray of hope for the party in the upcoming elections, what would be your take? And how much of a role do you think Hindutva and Hindutva politics should be playing in the Congress parties, whether it is their manifesto or their appeal or the greater just want themselves to be perceived?
First of all, there is no such disagreement or contention between the old and the young. This group and that group, we are all unitedly working under the leadership of Mrs. Sonia Gandhi. I must tell you that no congressman would ever go against the family of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and Indira Gandhi. This is one family which has contributed most in the freedom struggle when every member of their family was in jail. And post-independent, two of our ex-prime ministers belonging to the Nehru-Gandhi family have been assassinated. So therefore, this is a family which has done immense service to the country, who have built what India is today, brick by brick, starting from Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru till our UPA 1 and 2. So therefore, there is no congressman who's opposed to the leadership of the Nehru-Gandhi family, number one. Number two, personally, as I stand today, there are three issues on which which are non-negotiable as far as I'm concerned. One is my loyalty to the Congress party and the loyalty to the Nehru-Gandhi family, number one. Number two, our commitment to the cause of the poor, the Dalit, the Adivasis, the farmers and the labor. You see, you saw the plight of the migrant labor during the lockdown. So we stand committed on that. And the third is, the third point on which I can't ever be negotiated is on the issue of communal harmony. Anyone who speaks up or spreads hatred towards any other religion, I would oppose him or her as much as I can. Because as I said in my earlier the strength of in India and the idea of India is communal harmony and unity in diversity, respect for all religion. And this is what our Sanatan Dharma also says, Sarva Dharma Sambhav, equal respect to all religions. These are three non-negotiables as far as I'm concerned, and Congress stands for this. Every congressman stands for this.